Hello, everybody. Welcome to lesson 2 of the full Python course. Today, we are going to be learning the variables, loops, and prints. So first, as the first thing we do, is going to be Visual Studio Code. We're just going to open that. And what are we going to do? Okay? So what you want to do, so this is what's going to look for you. It's going to look just like this when it's going to open, okay? So you're not going to see me right now, but you are going to hear me. So now let's get started so let's make a new folder. So to do that, let's just click open folder and then just make a new file, which I'm just going to go into my documents, into Python projects, and there we go. Now here we're gonna name the folder full Python course. That's what I'm gonna name it. And let's just open that. Okay, there we go. We did it. Now we're gonna make a new file. So when you make the file, so here we want to make a Python file, right? Yes. So what does that mean? That means you just type like something and then like some words or like anything, and then it has to end in .py. So it can't be like this without. It has to end in .py. When it ends in .py, it should show you a little snake figure right here, the Python logo. That is gonna be when it is Python. So let's just test it out. Print. So just type this command, and if it turns yellow, not white like this, see, this is white because there's no such command like this, but print should turn white. I meant yellow, so that means you have Python on. So I'm gonna rename this to actually something like full Python course. And I'm just gonna do lesson 2. Okay, there we go. Now, what are we gonna do? We're gonna learn what is a print. Like, what is it? So print is so let's just say you run this program. To run it, you click this little arrow right here. It's just supposed to say run Python file. And right here in the bash, it should tell you when it's running. So see, if it does that, then, so right now, it shouldn't do anything, right? So all it should do is just type this in the bash. I'm gonna have another course after I finish this course for bash, probably. We'll see, but don't worry about this code, just worry about the code below it. If there's any letters below it, that means you have a print or something like that. So right now there's nothing because we didn't type anything into our file. So that's why we're going to try print. What print does is it types something below this. So if we do, for example, print 6, then it's going to give us, as you see below it, the number 6. Now, what if we put just a 6? That works, right? It gives us a 6, right? Oh, by the way, just a little bit of sneak peek into bash. Clear is the command you use to clear all of this stuff you're doing here. So if you just click enter, boom, it just erases everything. So that's a little sneak peek. Now, if you want to type words in here, not letters, if you want to type letters, just put it in. and then just run it. See, it'll just do it. But if you want to put like not whatever this number is, and then like A in here, then if you run this, it'll give you an error because you cannot do that. So if you want to type this in, then you have to put these around every single thing that you want to print, like that. So if you run this, that will work. Okay? So now, what you want to do is you just want to delete everything. Again, print. So if you want to actually use it, I usually do if you want to transform a number 6 like this into a int. So an int is an integer. So an integer and a string. So let's just see below here. So here and here. So this is a string because it has these things over the 6. That which makes it a string. Yeah. Now an integer can only be a number, nothing else. It can also be a float, like 6.5. That's going to be a float. So if you want to transform 6.5 so if you want to transform 6 into a number, just type int 6. So that's just going to take these away. Okay? So if we type also, I'm going to teach you one more thing, which is type. Type means it's going to give you, is it an integer or is it a string? So that's just what it does. So let's just do integer, and we want to type like a 6 on it. Then that is going to give us class int. You don't have to worry about this class thing, just worry about this. So as you see, it transformed it into an int. Now, what if we put inside these, we put like a word? That'll give it an error because in here there has to be a number. Okay? Because we're transforming it into an integer. And integers have to be numbers. You can also transform it into a float. Let's type the same again. To transform it into a float, you just have to type float and then 6.5. So if you just type a 6, it's going to give you a float. 6.5 is going to still give you a float. But if you float 6, so just don't write the type, it's going to give you 6.0 because it has that little thingy at the end. If you add 6.5, it's going to delete the 0 and it's just going to give you 6.5. If you want to transform it into a string, so that's going to give you str, and then 6, and just write the number 6 in it. That's going to transform that so out of this, it's going to transform it to this. Okay? So that's what print does, and type, and some other things. So now we're going to go on to variables. So what is a variable? A variable is something that can hold numbers or strings or floats or anything. So to make a variable is like a box. So let me just open, so I'm just going to open a drawing thing. So there we go. So let's just say it's like a box. So let's just draw a box. There we go. So it's going to be just a box, literally a box. So, and let's just say the name of the box is going to be A. Okay? So that's going to be the name of the box, A. Now, this box can store a number. Like, for example, it can store like 1 in it. Then this 1 can change back. So that one, if you go like the my eraser does not work or whatever. So if you put a 1, you can also change it to a 2. And I will show you how to do that. So let's go back to Visual Studio Code. And to make that box, we're just going to do A equals, and what do we want to store in the box? So whatever you store inside the box is going to go after the equal. The name of the box is going to go first. So that's going to be this part. Okay? So let's just say we want to store 1. So let's just do that. Okay? So now, what do we want to do? So now A is the box and it stores 1 in it. So that means if we do print again, print A, it won't give us an error. And you know why? Because if you think this is going to give us an error because it's not a string, it isn't going to give us an error because A, it thinks that this is a variable. So it's not going to give us an error. So if we click run, it's going to give us a 1. So this A is a 1. So really what it's doing is it just print 1, basically. Now, A can also store like words like hello, but that has to be in these because it's a string. So if you click A again, it's also going to give you hello. So no matter what you put in here, like for example, like this, it's still gonna put it out. So that is what a variable is. There are a lot of types of variables, but we're just gonna talk about this variable. Now we're gonna go on to loops. It's my favorite part. I bet it's yours too. So let's do some fun stuff. So a loop is basically a repeat sign. So basically, for example, you have some code and like print hi, and you want to do that multiple times. Print hi. Print hi. Oh my god, it's taking too long to type all of these, right? So for example, we want to do 5. And it's really taking a lot of time to type all of these. And it's just going to print as hi, but it still takes a long. It's not really good to do it. So that's why we need a loop. So to do a loop, we have to do so there's 2 types of loops. There's a while loop and there's a for loop. So right now we're going to do for loop, then we're going to do while loop. For I in range. So what the I does is it just makes so the I is basically the number in this list. So a list is just like in a variable like A equals and then list of square parentheses, and in those you can put anything, but you have to put a comma between each thing. You can put even like stuff like this in. So if we do I in A, that's gonna give a, and we do print I. Print I. So I at first is gonna be 5. Then after this happens, it's gonna be 4, 6, 3, 6, and then F as the I. So if we run, and then it's gonna print all of them. So if we run this, here you go. Look at that. It printed it. Now if we do a range, what does a range do? So a range basically just prints. So I'm gonna comment this. By the way, this is how to comment everything. Just type this, and it's literally gonna do nothing. So if we do a print range to 10, that's gonna give us 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or this is actually what it's gonna do. It's just gonna give you range 10, 0 to 10. So really, what this does is it should. So to Python code, it's gonna look like to 4. It's gonna look like a list, but This is just the easier way to type it. But do not type this, guys, like this. Like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just going to be a waste of time. Just do range, okay? Okay, so for example, we want to do it 10 times. So in the range, we're going to put 10. And right now, in the first one, it's going to be... So now, if we want... So now we're going to do the same code 5 times. By the way, I'm going to comment all of this. There we go. And let's just say we want to do it 5 times and print hi. So now it's going to give us hi 5 times. It literally does the same thing as this, but it's 3 lines shorter. So that's why loops are so much better than just typing it all like that. Okay? Okay. So by the way, if you put I in here, which is our variable, so you can put really any variable in here, like that. And then here you can put like WF. It's just gonna give it to you. So you can literally put anything in here. They just put I because it's just a letter. So for range, it goes from 0 to 4. So it just starts from 0 and then it ends at your number minus 1. So here it's from 0 to 5 minus 1. So it's 0 to 4. So that means that at first it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we run this, it's going to give us exact thing. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that is it for the for loop, and we're going to do the while loop now. So the while loop does something until that is not true. So while, like, for example, if we do like a equals 1, then while a equals 1, by the way, when you're doing like while or any ifs, you always have to put 2 equals, okay? Always, or else it just won't work. This is like when you're checking, and this is when you're making, okay? So just remember that. So while a equals 1, it's going to do anything in here. So if a, for example, is going to turn to 0, it's just going to go out of this loop and do the rest of the code. So for example, we go like print a. So for example, or we can even do while a is less or equal to like 10, then we're going to go print hi once again. 5 right here, and we can put a 0 even here. We're going to put hi, and then we're going to do a plus equals 1. So a plus equals 1 is basically like a plus 1. So as you see, we're changing the box to a plus, so a equals a plus 1. So if this is confusing, then this a is actually 0. It's just 0 plus 1. So 0 plus 1 is a, is 1. So that means if we do this again, it's going to be 1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a better way to do this is just put the a's away and just do plus equals. Okay? So now if we run this, it's going to give us, it's 6 times. Why? Because pretty much the same thing, but this adds it. So if you want to change it, just take the equal away. So there we go. It worked. Now, so this does the same thing as we did with the for loop, like this. I in range. For I in range, they're like 5 again. Print hi. So these are 2 same things. This a equals 0 goes with the while. So we'll just put it right on top. Now, you guys, I'm gonna post my email in the description and you guys are gonna send me which one is more efficient to do this. Let me know in my email, because for some reason you guys just can't comment for some reason. I don't know. But or if you can do that too. But I'm gonna post my email in the comments. I meant description. So you're gonna post me which one's more right. So that is going to be it for our that's going to be it for our lesson 2 for variables and loops and prints. See you in the next lesson. Bye.